good day to you all. If I look a hot, sweaty mess, it's because I am a hot, sweaty mess. It is like closer to the end of October. So hot outside, like 20 degrees. What is happening? Now, I feel like most people are thrilled by this beautiful weather, but the fact that Barry and Nora and I went out to get our pumpkin today, and Barry was wearing shorts, a t-shirt, and flip-flops is just wrong. Okay, it's just wrong. Nora has decided to come upstairs. Can you say hi, Nora?
Hi.
Yeah. And we are making spaghetti. It is early. 3:41 is too early to make spaghetti. But I've got all of my veg chopped in here.
So hot in here.
It is so hot in here.
Who made this mess?
I don't know, Nora. I don't know. But we're going to make spaghetti with fake meatballs and garlic toast. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I can help you make dark toast.
That sounds great. You will help me, okay? High five.
Woo!
Good job. Before we were rudely interrupted by a crazy child trying to cook with me, I was watching Jen Campbell, who I adore. If you are not subscribed to Jen yet, you're in for the treat. Coziest, loveliest booktuber on Booktube. Barry just brought Nora on a little bicycle ride. Bless him. I never say bless anybody. I'm not super religious. In any case, this is a reading vlog. It doesn't seem like that thus far, but I am in the midst of reading Salem's Lot. And now here's the funny thing that I've done. I literally have the paperback of Salem's Lot upstairs. I have found that reading longer books, I really like to read it on my Kobo. It makes it so much easier. It was like $8, so I thought I will enjoy that far more. So I'm reading Salem's Lot, Stephen King. If you don't know, it's about vampires. And so it starts out quite slow, I will say, like, and don't come for me, all of the King fans out there. I struggle with his writing. I find a lot of the time there are side stories that don't need to be told, and it's long and drawn out, and many characters actually annoy me to the point of like wanting to rip my hair out. They drive me so nuts. But it does follow a man, Ben, who has gone back to his childhood home, or town, I should say, to write about the Marston house, which has a lot of history there, very bad history. And he himself as a child witnessed something at the Marston house that was terrifying for him. And so he's going to write a fictional book about the Marston house. So he is there, we're following him, but we also follow several other characters in this little community. And there are people who come and decide to live in the Marston house, even though it's very rundown, like extremely rundown. No one has lived in that house for 20, 30 years, something along those lines. And now that it is occupied again, there are missing people and people dying suddenly. And the people who move into the house in and of themselves are very mysterious. And I'm halfway through, and I will say it has only just started to get creepy. So I do feel like that's a bit of a drawback with King, just because it takes so long for anything creepy to happen. But I am happily in the midst of the creepiness now. I actually don't mind vampire stories. I don't read a ton of vampire stories. Like, I've never read Anne Rice, which I'm sure a lot of like horror buffs out there would be devastated to learn that. But I do want to read or to watch the Interview with the Vampire out that just came out on, is it AMC or HBO? I can't remember off the top of my head. In any case, I really want to get to that. But I'm liking it so far. It is definitely creepy now that I'm fully into it. I will say, like, children are a part of this, so that sometimes, now that I have Nora, it can feel a little bit icky, but it's pretty good so far. Salem's Lot is my mom's favorite king, and I can see why. It is, I think so far I would choose Pet Cemetery over this, just because it was so emotional, but I can see why this would be her favorite. So I'm reading that at the moment. I will keep you up to date as I go along. But yeah, we're just gonna have a cozy dinner with spaghetti with fake meatballs, meatless meatballs, and some garlic toast. That sounds good to me. Comfort food, even though it's so hot outside. We should probably be having like smoothies and salad at the moment, given the weather, but I've got my oven on and my stovetop on, because I'm rebelling against this nice weather and just want the cold. I'm in it for the cold. Well, the spaghetti was lovely, if I do say so myself. So nice and cozy. And since then, I've just been trying to, rally together a toddler. Challenging, okay? Always challenging. So she is down now. I spent some of my evening just snuggling with little Winnie, who is just the sweetest. And I read more of Salem's Lot. There are some scenes in here that are truly, truly scary, and I'm really enjoying those scenes. I don't understand why it took so long to get here, but I'm here. I'm grateful for it. My Kobo says I have like 3 hours left of reading this, and then it's gonna be done. And I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I'm kind of like bouncing between two things, but in any case, I've still got a little ways to go with Salem's Lot. I am cozy in my bedroom. This is like my favorite time of day, is this time where, like, I'm not ready to go to sleep yet. It's only 9 o'clock, but I'm gonna hunker down, take off my makeup, and get cozy. I just really love that. In any case, I probably won't be chatting again with you tonight. Hopefully I will chat with you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is actually election day in Ontario, so I got to vote tomorrow. All that good stuff. I will chat with you very soon. Good night. Good afternoon, everyone. I am currently at work and just thought I would pop on here. It's voting day here in Ontario. I've already done it. Very, very pleased that is behind me. I'm spent a good amount of time really researching all of the candidates for everything, because it was mayor, school trustee, all of these things. So I feel really good about that. I will tell you, I continued to read a ton last night, and it's getting exciting with Salem's Lot. So one of our main characters is about to go and try to enter the Marston house and confront the people who live there alone, which seems like a bad idea. In any case, that should be very interesting to see what happens there. Tonight is Bachelor in Paradise. I'm thrilled. I am thrilled. Hello, everyone. It is Tuesday, and I am off right now to go and see Smile with my friend Sandra. We both like the creepy things in life, and this sounds terrifying. So I'm going to go now and see it. I've heard good things. Well, there's been mixed things, but just the concept of someone smiling and being creepy just sounds perfect in a I don't ever want it to happen to me kind of way. Well, that was terrifying, genuinely so scary. Smile. Holy mackerel Andy. That sorry, if you haven't heard about this movie. It's a horror movie in which people smile right before they kill themselves brutally, and whoever witnesses their death, this curse is passed on to them, essentially. Terrifying, but also funny in moments. The camera angles were really great because they often approached a scene upside down, and it was kind of like turn that frown upside down. I thought that was the nod, and oh my god. But so many jump scares, like just an obscene amount of jump scares. I didn't scream, but I did a lot of like clutching my friend Sandra while watching it. Wow, really good. Highly recommend. And now I am going to go home and hope that Barry isn't waiting up for me smiling, because he is someone who would do that kind of thing. Wish me luck. Thought I would just update you because I know many of you were very concerned that I did not get home safe and sound after watching that movie. I am home. Nothing I feel is better than coming home, taking your bra off, and washing your face. Oh, and moisturizer. Like, really, that's the pinnacle. That is the peak of happiness. So I'm home, and I wanted to do a little update about Salem's Lot. A character that I wanted to do well, survive, be happy, move on from this ordeal, has not. And that's upsetting. But I will say, I think there's something about King's writing, and all the King fans out there are going to be like, boo. But there's something about King's writing that just doesn't really work for me. Like, I'm never really scared reading King. Like, ever. I've never been scared reading King. I've read It. I've read Misery. I've read Pet Sematary. I'm reading this. I do want to read The Shining. Like, I try to read usually like one King a year. This year I've read 2 because I read Misery as well as Salem's Lot. I'm just not sure that I find him scary, and that's kind of his thing. Yeah. I just, that's just an issue, I find. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure a lot of people get absolutely terrified reading Stephen King, but I just don't. And I'm kind of here for the scaries. Apologies if I'm sounding weird. I'm wearing my Invisalign. I wear it at night now. Anyway, you guys didn't need to know that. Yeah, I think because he goes on so many like tangents that don't have to do with the like immediate story. I feel like King's writing is very self-indulgent, and I am not criticizing him with that. Like, I feel like probably out of everyone I've ever read, I feel like Stephen King probably loves writing the most, because it feels like he's writing for himself. And I don't know, like, good for him, but it's something that just kind of frustrates me a little bit. In any case, I'm gonna finish the book. Obviously, I'm like, closer to the end now. I'm more than halfway through at this point. But yeah, just a little update. I feel like it's very much like the classic vampire story, like a nod to that in a major way. Even kind of explaining what vampires are, as characters do that to each other, and so it feels, it kind of feels like horror 101, if that makes any sense. In any case, I'm gonna get back to that. Maybe read a little bit or watch a little bit of the weekly show with Jon Stewart on Apple. I love him. So I think I'm going to do that and retire for the evening. I hope you guys are having a good night. Chat with you soon. Well, good morning, everyone. I just wanted to close out this vlog because I finished Salem's Lot this morning. I think I'm going to be giving it 3 stars just because I wasn't ever really scared reading it. There were like definitely creepy moments. It definitely has that creep factor. I will not lie about that, but I wasn't properly scared and I never had a moment of like chills or anything along those lines. So I'm giving it 3 stars. I would recommend. But yeah, that is how I felt about Salem's Lot. Oh dear. And now I have to decide what I'm going to read next. I'm leaning towards the Hacienda just because of Reagan from Peru's project and what she said about it. I'm kind of leaning that way, but we shall see what actually ends up happening. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you very soon. Bye.